Hi, movie recap here. Today I'm going to explain a drama film called The Man Who Sold His Skin. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care.
The protagonist Sam lived with a friend in a small apartment in Lebanon. He frequently stares at pictures of his married ex-girlfriend Abia, still confident that he'll get back together with her someday, and his roommate work on a poultry farm and make enough to eat 2 meals a day on special occasions. They crash art exhibitions and steal food presented to the guests. In one of such exhibitions, the receptionist suspects them and asks for their names. Right then, the manager of the gallery starts talking to the receptionist, and Sam gets a chance to walk away. Seconds later, Sora asks him his name and finds out that he's not on the guest list. Upon discovering that he is here for the food, she asks him to wait till the end and take the leftovers home. Sam is surprised by the lady's kindness, but he feels embarrassed to accept the food. It just doesn't taste as good when you don't steal it. Then, we are introduced to a controversial contemporary artist named Jeffrey. He is known for his outrageous way of representing social norms in the form of art. He's also the most valuable artist of the modern day, as every single one of his creations sells for more than $1 million. Upon finding out that Sam is a freeloader and a Syrian refugee, Jeffrey takes interest in him. He brings Sam to a bar for a drink and reveals that he wants to create art about refugees and their struggles. To get a visa, he also finds out about Sam's wish to go to Belgium, where his ex-girlfriend Abia has moved in with her husband. Using his desperation, Jeffrey wants to take advantage of the guy. When Sam inquires what he wants, Jeffrey replies that he wishes to have his back. Sam is excited to return home the next day because he has arranged a video call with his ex-girlfriend. They see each other after a long time and feel the love all over again. Abia is looking for a job as a translator, and until then she's working from home with her husband. The news saddens Sam because that would mean she and her husband are spending more time together. Just then, his husband Ziad comes into his view and kisses her before she ends the call. Sam is left disheartened. After that, he's desperate to go to Belgium, and the only way to do so is by contacting Jeffrey. Later, he goes to art gallery and talks to Jeffrey's lawyer on the phone, and he explains that if Sam signs the contract, he will also sell his skin for a lot of money. The rest of the conditions are written on the contract itself. Without thinking much of it, Sam signs the paper, unaware that the decision is about to change his life. In the following scene, Jeffrey tattoos the pictures of a Schengen visa of Sam's back to represent how toxic the world is for refugees like him, since a Schengen visa is one of the hardest to get. It makes the tattoo more meaningful. Jeffrey calls it a living art, one that crosses all lines like the revolution has crossed all lines in the current world. In the evening, Sam returns home with a real passport and visa. Jeffrey has provided it to him so he can be taken around Europe for exhibition. The following day, Sora and Sam are on a plane flying to Belgium. Sam couldn't be happier to finally meet Abia. He reaches a hotel in Belgium and tries calling her but gets no reply. After many attempts, she calls him back and is visibly in a bad mood. He says he wants to meet her, but the conversation is interrupted by her husband. He invites Sam to the house and doesn't forget to mention that he and his wife will welcome them. Sam hardly gets to talk to Abia before the call ends abruptly. Following that, a photo shoot takes place in which is a way out of Sam's comfort zone. He tries making conversations with the photographer, but it only ends up making the interaction more awkward. After the shoot, Sora gives Sam her phone so he can take a picture of himself and send it to his mother, who is worried about him in the next few days. His back tattoo shakes the entire world and becomes a controversial sensation. He sees the tattoo's picture He sees the tattoo's picture on every billboard in every corner of the city. He is also made to stay still for hours in art exhibitions where he is in the main attractions. If he moves, even if to talk to fans, the organizers order him to sit back down. It is almost as if Sam no longer owns his body. Sam reminisces about the life he lived 1 year ago in Raqqa. He lives amidst the Syrian civil war, but the presence of his girlfriend, Abia, makes everything better. One afternoon, they meet on a bus where Sam finds Abia is going on a date with a different man. That evening, however, Abia has only agreed to meet him for her mother's sake and has no intention of marrying him. Sam jokingly asks her to marry him and cries if there is a priest on the bus. Man laughs and starts singing a song while everyone dances to it. In the following scene, Sam is home when a bunch of policemen knocks on his door and arrest him. They believe that he is a revolutionary because he mentioned the freedom when they were on the bus earlier. A police inspector asks him about his true intentions and secretly tells him to run away. The police is a friend of Sam's father and knows that he is not a threat, but if he is convicted, he will surely be hung to death. Hence, when no one is around, Sam jumps out of the window and runs to meet Abia. I run to meet Abia all the time at her home. A man has come with his family to arrange a wedding. Abia sees Sam and runs to him excitedly, but she soon finds out he cannot stay there for long. In fact, he will now have to run away from Syria if he wants to leave because the government has declared him a terrorist in an attempt to save him. Abia calls the guy who wishes to marry her. His name is Ziad and he works in the Syrian embassy. Abia introduces Sam and her classmate had asked Ziad if he can do anything to help him clear his name. Ziad doesn't believe them when they claim that Sam hasn't done anything wrong. With no way out, he has to say goodbye to Abia and run away. In a following scene, Sam's sister is driving to Lebanon. She stopped at the checkpoint where the guards make sure she isn't carrying anything or anyone illegally. When they found out nothing, she is late into the country. Sam comes out from under the seat, revealing that he was hidden the entire time. He is finally safe but now a refugee in a new country without the love of his life. Back in the present, he's resting in his expensive hotel room when a man knocks on his door. He's a representative of the Syria and has been sent by the government authorities. They are planning to sue Jeffrey for abusing Sam and using his body for art. Hence, they need his help in doing so. However, Sam slams the door on the man's face and enraged that the same government that wanted him dead now asking for his help. When it gets to dark, he calls his mother, who is worried about him. All her relatives have painted Sam as a freak who sold his body for money. He makes her understand that there is just jealousy because he reached to the height of success they were never able to achieve. The next day, Sam finds out Abia's address and goes to meet her. She sees him outside the house and freezes in shock. He lies that he works normal job in an art gallery, which is how he was able to fly to Belgium. The lovers hug each other, otherwise unaware that Abia's husband Ziad is watching them. Sam understands that she cannot come with him, but he promises to always be there for her. In the following scene, Ziad brings Abia to art exhibition to show her that Sam lied to her about his job. On discovering the truth, she is horrified and worried for him. Ziad insults Sam which results in an attraction. In a fit of rage, Ziad, an expensive painting that damages it, is arrested for it while Jeffrey's lawyer helps Sam to get out of these situations. At night, Abia visits Sam at the hotel room and talks to him about the incident of the day. She gets a call from Ziad and we find out that he forcefully sent her so she can persuade Sam not to sue him. When Sam finds out, he says that making illegal decisions is not up to him. But the next day, he declares that if they do not let Ziad go, he will join hands with the Syrian government and help them sue Jeffrey for violating his human rights. As a result, they reluctantly have to let Ziad free. Sam no longer wants to be an asset to Jeffrey. He tries running away but saying that his mother is ill, but Soraya knows he is just laughing. He's again taken to the exhibitions and placed in front of everyone as an object. Jeffrey notices that Sam has grown a pimple on his back and freaks out. He compares it to his art being mishandled and brings Sam to the...
Soraya comes forward to answer. She discloses that laws relating to human trafficking apply to this case, so they had to trade in Switzerland where they could manipulate the translation and make it legal. The scene then cuts to 9 months later. Sam is in an auction where people are bidding prices for him. Suddenly, something clicks inside his head and he starts cursing everyone. He makes out an earphone which people think is an explosive and they run away. As he laughs, in the end he is imprisoned. Sam has lost his mind, tired of being treated like a commodity. When the lawyer comes to bail him out, he says he doesn't want to go outside. But upon seeing that Abia is also with him, he agrees to talk. Abia translates the lawyer's comments. As Sam as an official translator, she also reveals that he has left her husband and wants to be with him. They have spent too much time trying to mend the situations they are in now. It is time for them to actually be together in the following scene. Everyone is in the court. The lawyer is appealing for a bail, even though Sam is against it. But then the judge shocks everyone by revealing that Sam's visa has expired, so he has to be transported back to Syria. No one can do anything about it since it is a requirement made by the law. Outside, the reporters inquire if Sam is scared because he's worth millions of dollars, but he says that he's happy to finally go back home. A few weeks later, Soraya watches a video on her laptop. Sam has been executed by Syrian terrorists for being a traitor. Not only that, but the group skins his back and sold the tattoo on the black market. If it is somehow found and shipped back to Belgium. In the ending scene, Jeffrey watches two men install the back tattoo to the wall at all museum. Even after death, Sam doesn't stop being an object. Back then, it is disclosed that Sam has never killed. He is living his best life with Abia in his village. The tattoo skin was fake and was arranged by Jeffrey, who knew that he couldn't hold Sam for a life. Moreover, the tragedy of Sam's illegal death makes it more expensive in the last scene. Sam and Abia are seen together enjoying their freedom. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn the notification and leave